Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So if you're like me and you purchased a brand new Toyota, you go in there, you're excited about your new rig, then you end up walking out of there and they hand you over the keys finally. And after spending $50,000 or $55,000, like in my case for my Tundra TRD Pro, they hand you over this guy on your way out the door. They say, enjoy your truck. And you can't help but feel extremely underwhelmed by this product here. It definitely looks as though, like I mentioned in my other video, Toyota bought 1 million of these fobs back in 2001 and they've just been continuously giving them off with their vehicles until they run out of stock. So definitely underwhelming, especially when you spend so much for a vehicle. So it makes sense to make a key fob upgrade one of your first mods, quote unquote, one of your first upgrades for your vehicle. And as many of you saw in my video yesterday, that's exactly what I did. So I went to a company called AJT Design. I'll show you real quick. So I went to these guys, read some positive reviews on them, and I ended up getting one of these guys here. So I got this particular one, but in army green. So I got an army green one of these for my Tundra TRD Pro that matched the color paint scheme, which is pretty cool. I thought that was pretty neat that they did that. So not only do they have army green, but they have nearly every color for Toyota. So although they focus, I think, primarily on Toyota, if you look at all their products, they tend to be for Toyota. So whether it be the 4Runner, FJ Cruiser, the Tundra, Tacomas, they have key fobs for every single one of them. They also, I noticed, they had key fobs for Jeep Wranglers, Jeep Gladiators, even for GMC and Chevy. So I definitely encourage you guys to check them out if you haven't already. Like I said, I'm not normally the type to hype up a company, but I had a really good experience with them. So today I'm actually showing you guys a little bit different video than I did the other day, just because a few of you had shot me a message asking for it. So in my last video, I showed you the assembly of this guy. This is a version 2 key fob. So version 2 AJT Design Key Fob. They're awesome. They're smaller than the version 1. This is version 1. You can see the size difference between the two of them here. A little bit more low key, so people, I think, could appreciate that. They come with these buttons when you actually buy them, so they're a little bit more subdued. Hopefully, you can pick up okay in the camera here for you, but it does say lock, unlock, and panic. You can get it to focus, and panic down in the red button there. So definitely a cool key fob. However, it does not allow you to have the emergency key attachment. So when you have the side button up here, you press in that and then you can pull out the key here. So it does not offer that with it. So that's the only, I guess, quote unquote downfall, but depending on who you're talking to, you're probably never going to need that. But a few of you did ask me saying, hey, would you mind shooting a quick video highlighting how to assemble the version 1? So that's what we're going to do for you today real quick. So we'll start with this guy here. This is the stock key fob, of course. Start with this. We'll tear it apart similar to what we did in our other video there. We'll kind of jump through this part pretty quick as it's super simple. So on the side here, you have that button. You go ahead and push in here. When you push in, it allows you to pull out that key, put the key over here to the side for the time being. Oh, excuse me, I did that last time too. You just pop in the key into the slit here. If you look closely, hopefully the camera's showing okay. You get that little slit here. You put the key right there, and then you just rotate barely. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort, and it cracks it open for you, as you can see. So we're cracked open. Now we'll put the key over here, and once you open it up, you'll see the real basic internals, if you will. Put that side over here. Inside, one side has the motherboard, little electronic component that actually controls the lock, unlock feature, and the panic feature. And on the back side of it is the actual battery for it. So if you need to swap your battery, there it is there. We'll put that down for a second, and then the other side has this little rubber seal, rubber grommet, if you will. It's kind of, you can either poke one of the buttons to actually push it up, or you can try to pick it out pretty easy. We'll push a button, so pop it up, and we'll peel it out like so. So pretty simple there, as you saw in my other video too. To get the buttons out, you just go ahead and you just flip it into your hand, and they should all just pop out and fall out. Okay, so we'll put the old case over here, put our buttons down here for us to use. Gonna put them in an order that we're gonna use them. Remember, lock goes up top, unlock is the second button, and then panic goes on the bottom. With the version 1 key, compared to version 2, we actually reuse the buttons, as you saw there with the black one. So for this video, I just tore apart the army green one that I had for my Tundra. We're just gonna show you, use this as our example. It's an idea what it looks like on the inside, on the front face. Okay. And then the back side here. And this is where the actual battery will lay up against. And same as the other one there. So pretty cool design. Alrighty, so we will start by putting in the buttons. Put the lock in. And unlock second. And the hold/panic button on bottom there. And the panic, you can tell that is on bottom because it has the largest gap right here between them. The two close ones together are the lock and unlock. All right, at this point, we'll just take the rubber grommet piece. And if you guys can see, hopefully it's coming up okay for you, the two thicker rectangles, which you see on top here, those are gonna go directly behind the lock and unlock. Whereas the two, I guess, less thick ones are down below, and they'll go with the panic button. So we'll put it in just like this. It should just kind of fall into place there. Like so, pretty straightforward. All right, so we'll put that down for now. We'll grab the other side, as well as the motherboard, the electronic piece of it. All right, grab this. As you can see, the two white buttons up top, those are for the lock and unlock, and then the one white button down below is the panic button. And similar to what I showed you earlier, we will line up the battery, excuse me, within this circle right here. All right, so as you can see, there's the battery, circle's right here. We're just gonna let it fall into place, and it should hold in place just like that. All right. So at this point, like I mentioned, you probably guessed by now, it is a little different from version 2. Version 1 has a spring component. So it comes with this tiny little spring. Hold on, I'm gonna probably be able to focus this for you. There you go. So a tiny little spring and a little sidewall rivet. This is your side button to release that key, okay? So you have this. Just for reference, the circle, there we go. The circle part up top, that's gonna be on the top part of the key, the circle, just for reference. Alrighty, so at this point, what I found easiest to do is you're taking the small spring and you're just pre-staging it. You're putting it into the circle on the inside. So at this point, I just connected you can kind of see it there, hopefully. I just put the spring in there, and it will snap into place a little bit, so it'll hold by itself. Not in a sturdy fashion, but it'll hold in there. And as you pick up the back side of the key fob, so with the motherboard in it at this point, you can see the circle right here on the side. We'll just try our best to pop that into place, similar to what we did with the button. So we'll pop it in there, and this is kind of finicky. This is like the tricky part. You're trying to hold it into place right here as you put on the top part of the fob. So this could be a little tricky. We'll see how this goes as I'm doing it on camera with you. So you probably do that one of three ways, really. But as you saw there, I just kind of sandwiched it together real quick before anything kind of came loose. So as you can see, even the side button is in place, just like that with the circle on top, okay? So at this point, we can begin screwing in each of the corners. pretty straightforward here. One thing I didn't mention in my other video is, I mean, this stuff is plastic at the end of the day. You know, hardened plastic. Just got to be careful not to accidentally over tighten it, as you can definitely do that and likely damage the case. It is extremely durable, so I mean, you probably have to torque it down pretty good to actually get some damage out of it, but just something to keep in mind as you're doing it. All right, there's 2 in. And there is 3. And 4. So as I mentioned in my other video, I was definitely impressed with the company when I worked with them. They were super easy to work with and very understanding when I accidentally ordered the wrong fob to begin with. So hats off to the company. Hats off to Adam, I believe he's the owner. So that's why I'm shooting these videos for you guys. I just want to share it with you. And I do think it's a worthwhile company to work with. Not to mention, it's made in USA, so you can always kind of take some pride in that too. At this point, we'll just go ahead and slide in the key. It should be ready for it. Straightforward. And you're good to go. So just maybe the couple additional steps with the version 1 here. Personally, I'm a bigger fan of this one compared to version 2. I think both of them are awesome. Depends on just what you're after. If you want a smaller, more sleek version, you can go ahead and get the version 2 here. You know, fit in your pocket without being as much of a bulge, if you will, there. But yeah, no, I just wanted to shoot that video for you guys. As I said, a few of you had requested it. Happy to answer any questions. Just feel free to shoot me a note or write in the comment section. So as always, I appreciate you watching. Until next time.